God. Okay, I'm going to continue the video. Close to 3 minutes, 53 seconds. Okay, 3:53, 3:53. So I have to remember to speed it up and stop it right here to tell you that this is what I want to say. And now that I've done all this, just setting up my tent, this is what I want to say. Everything looks a lot different under the tent, doesn't it? How can I fix the light? Should I put the light up like this? And now that I stretched it out that way, I have to keep that light up, right? So, keep that light up. So I don't want it to come back down. Now I'm messing it up again. So I don't want it to come back down. You know what I'm saying? Something to do about that height. Maybe the calculator. Oh yeah, that was the crib game coming down. This is not long enough. Maybe a pen or something. A long pen or something. Probably the scissors might help. Oh, that's good. Whew. I used a pencil. Wow, I used a pencil. So now what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about what the body needs, and only what the body needs. Now, get yourself out there. First of all, only what the body needs. Now, what does the body need, and why does it need it? And what is it that you want because you're the thinker? Hey, thinker, what are you doing? What's in your mind? If you can do anything you wanted, what would you really want to do? What actually would you need to do for your body so you are fully connected to the understanding where sci-fi is a reality that is conjured up and created. Just like you can move every single element and create the visual, okay, or you feel the vibration of the bombs bursting in air, of the colors red, white, and blue. First it was frozen, and then it was not frozen. The difference between black and white is red, white, and blue. H is a particular that comes in the letter H and I connected, where yellow and black now come together, because in the game of pool, the 8 is black, the 9 is yellow, connecting the one ball, which is also yellow. A and I. Into the E world we go. E-I, E-I-O. We don't have to say A, because wherever E and I go, A is always between us. And we are always looking downward when we're moving forward. 7 and 9, foot over 2 sides of the bridge. Lift the foot up, over to 1, and 9 will move forward, right? Almost like, exactly like the symbolism they use in Raphael, Archangel Raphael, and what he represents. And it's the grinder. The swastika German grinder, which is actually the swastika. It's a pig on a spit. And everybody knows they love the pigs. In fact, pigs turn everybody into horny pigs. You're a horny pig. Of course I am. You're wearing my lipstick. No one wants to kill me or eat me, especially on a Friday night. Even the guys in IC won't probably eat it either. We pray to the pigs because we pray to the pigs in this world. They open up your 2 great big eyes, because when you throw the dice, 2 ones, okay, those are the pigs. 66 is their reverse. In between that is 14. 7, 14, 21. 7G, 21U, supported by 2 sides in the E world by N14. 3.75 movement on the clock. 4 times equals quarter a minute. 16 times, and so is she sweet that the minute is past. But not until you've taken that first step has anything begun at all. So not until you arrive at the first step that you have already taken will anything be exactly all the way around and complete to the end of that day. That's why it's not, and it's 8 days a week, Papa, 8 days a week, in order to link or relink or whatever that link is doing for it to rotate. Imagine we have instruments today that are easy. It turns around once, it turns around twice, and every time it turns around, there's one little pin, and that pin is 1 inch long, and as it rolls, it hits, and it doesn't hit until it comes back to here. So as it's hitting, it's advancing. Obviously, this one is not moving as fast as this one because of the gear that's in between the two, making a perfect completion. The revolution of the moon that connects the ocean. The ocean is a salt of life. Life and die and sell. Sell is the word in French. We need to sell everything, and let's sell nothing at all and have nothing for less. The sell in French is a word that says salt, okay? But there's just one L less. L is a female. If you have 1 L less or 1 female less, you would have no female. So the question is, 1 minus 1 female is 1 less than what? You have nothing until you have yourself, and yourself you come into this world with all. You come into this world with and then you get all from Angel heaven, 1 around 8, and then creation begins, because you must replicate yourself, because you cannot destroy who you primarily are in order to support the star system consciousness. Consciousness.com. The relationship between N and M is the reverse alphabetic numeric, which is on the queen's level, how she stands. Why? Because 26 is queen, but 27 is in between king and queen. Maybe it's between putting the choice having the choice. And I'm not even going to say that because what I'm trying to say is the reverse is 1 and 26, so 26 and 1 is 27, or 27 is y, and 27 is y again. Y, z, y. So are you trapping z? 26, 2 and 6, 8 or 12 equaling to 3. 26 letter, 2 times 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 2 plus 6 equals 8, 3 and 8, C and H. That's why I always say creation heaven of the church. You know Mercury is a motor? You know with that motor you need a propeller to turn around to push you forward? If the propeller was just like a pen and it wasn't turned on a certain angle, one side obviously bigger than the other, otherwise again you're turning into rounds, you would have no movement. Understanding that diesel and the colors it gives off into the sky. Diesel on the ground inside water. So the diesel, or the disalt, which is the cube, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals to 21, and 7 equals the 28th day of the cycle of the moon. Obviously, everything starts by a half part. When you come in, you start from the center of something, which is number 27 is the beginning of the end, which is 28. But the moon is usually, what do they call it? The 36-hour moon for the 360 degrees, or 36 hours or a day and a half, equal to 180 in value between the first opening of the moon and then the going into the first day of the moon on the 28th day, because it just doesn't start and end. On what day does the moon actually come out? Does it come out on day 28? Is that the center day before it goes away, maybe on day 30, 31, 32? Day 32, oh my God, there's only 31 days in a month. How do we get 32? Oh my God, you're ranting and raving. I'm down that avenue, my friend. The internal, okay, that T, terminal, terminally, not terminally ill, but internally, bringing in the power and the energy of the word, the mind from the star system. We are not one, but we are many to create what is one. One unity that knows in this mind that it's here, and it knows no other, but sometimes you feel that you're not here, that you're scared that you're leaving here, because what's put into our hair, into our heads, what is seen, what is heard, what is felt, and how we were taught on how we were supposed to, what we should be doing down here, other than being able to just look at each other and know exactly what we're going to say, because we feel the vibration, our senses are better, we're almost fully connected, almost like schizophrenic hearing voices, because you are hearing voices. And until you can actually tune in, okay, all you're hearing is cross channels. And then you might be making up in your own internal system what you think you really want to hear when you really don't know, because you don't want to hear anything at all. But sometimes you can't let it go. And I tried it. I tried it more than once, to hear or to see something that wasn't there. And I was in a trance meditation of my own self while somebody says, let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't have to ask you 3 times. I haven't arrived. I haven't arrived. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm over there until you woke me up. You only asked me once. You may have asked me twice, but I was still dreaming. The moon, diesel, moon, D-I-E, the 21 on the dice, the 28th, the cycle of the moon. Where is that 28th day? I like to say it's in between the week before and the week after. The week before and the week after starts on day 21, which is day 22, which is the V letter, the beginning of life, MDV. And it finishes on 28. And then it goes around one more week and goes over to 35 from the beginning to the end of the moon. 14 plus 1 days. 14 plus 1 days of the eve of the day before, as we start all days in the middle. From at night, we start all days at what time? We start all days from 12 o'clock. Minimum. Night is the difference between night and day, but we start everything at noon. Noon for the moon. So we go noon. We have 28, 14 and 14, 55. O and O is 66, 5, 6, 6, 5. Just so perfect. 11, 11. 30, creation. 30 and 11 is 41. DNA, A-N-D. Dana come into town. So I've told you a story only of not anything that I've ever really was told, but other than was told to me, was taught to me by the definitions of words that were taught to me through the alphabetical realities of the studies I've done throughout my life and what I have seen and what I have put to a better understanding of the difference of how I want to see it and how everybody else sees it. If I can actually understand perfectly how the other actually sees it, they see it as 2 is 1 and 1 is 2. With the explanation understood by both ends, we actually see on the same level. See, say, I get a signal on my sight. Do you have sight? I see your sight. You can see my sight, so I have eye-to-eye vision. So now we have diesel back to the moon controlling the oceans made of salt. Every 28 days she goes on by, but every single day she's got a low tide and a high tide, a low tide and a high tide. L-O equals 15, 12, 27. 15, letter O, equals 6. L equals 13 equals 4. 0 to 0. 0 to 0, 0 to 0, 0 to 0. Midnight creating the I between the high tide and the low tide. Well, I'm just assuming I'd have to know exactly when the tides are moving. Or not when the tides are moving, because they're always moving, but when they get to the peak. We have to understand the peak, because it's only the average of the in-between of where they are, of where the I of the in-between of the up and down average of the I of the movement. So let's go back to diesel and how the moon actually controls what they say. I mean, it's not in control, out of control. I mean, it's not in my control. And it's not for me to even say anything other than what I hear and somebody else said on some documentary on some big television station, because I didn't say it. I saw it. I heard it. So what I'm saying, if it's different than what you think and what you saw, and I'm the only one that saw it, then I'm unique. I've created something new, or I'm just like everybody else, and now you're seeing it a little bit deeper because you've decided to come under the hood. It's not many ways under the chuppah over here. I'm telling you. I did a video early on in my days where I focus out of everything. There's a light over here and a post over here and a post over here. All I know is I'm covered. I've got my hat. I've got the egg. I've got everything going. Just power me up. Power me up. Oh my God, I'm ranting and I'm raving. So diesel, D-E-I, die. A die equals to 1 cube. So what I'm playing with 2 cubes, okay? 2 dice. And on those dice, since the maximum I can have on 1 dice is a total of dice of how much time in a day. The maximum a dice can have is 6 and 1 7 where nothing reflects. Remember, we're talking about the moon and diesel. 6 and 1 7. 7, 7, 7, 7. Now we have the backgammon dice. Multiples. I'm not sure what they're for yet, but it could be levels of I. What levels of I? The small I says, okay, the small I says, you are not the pillar and standing from above is below. The big I says, and don't forget, the big I, you know the big I, you know what the big I can do, eh? That big I can be all alone, standing all alone, and capitalize between words. But you put an A between words and ain't do shit all. Excuse me for saying that. I know there might be little women and children out there. It's not just the women and children. It's like anybody. The youngsters, the oldsters, whatever it is. I'm not against anybody. I just have to tell you the story like, it's like written from the Bible. Because everybody that goes to church and wrote all these words and everything that I learned, okay, told me to say every single swearing word in the world because everybody knows that Jesus Christ, they're always saying Jesus Christ, I'm happy, Jesus Christ, I'm mad, Jesus Christ, I'm sad. You know what I say? I'd say Yitzchak. I go, Yitzchak. You know what? Yitzchak is, you know, it's like, it's part of Mars, and Yitzchak, you know, C&H. You know, they were saying that in Rounders. Yitzchak. Always talking about Mars, you know? Yitzchak, but they say Moses. They talk about the word. They talk about the moon. Talk about that cycle of the moon. And Mo is also number 46. The same way we go in diesel. 4, 9, 6, 1, 4, 9. 4, 9 is 13. 6 is 19. And 1 is 20. E is 5 is 25, and L is 3 is 28. Diesel equals to 28. The moon is powered, diesel powered. Secondly, we have 2 dice, we get 56. We get 3 dice, we get 84, that's Pluto. But 4 dice over here, 21 each dice, gets 84 Pluto. Where 3 times 28 is 84, where 4 times 21 is 84. 21 and 28. 21 times 8 is 168. 21 times 8. 2 and 1 is 3 and 8. Like we talked before, 3 and 8, 11. The 3 ball and the 11 ball are red and pull. 1 and 1 is 2, the BC world. Now we're going to continue on. We're going to say the 3 and 1, the 8. I'm just trying to remember. Yes, 28, 28, 28. 2 and 8, time heaven. T and H, that comes together. A Z and B, BZ comes together. KZ comes together. TZ comes together. Whatever it is, the Z returns to the T, and it becomes BT, beta time. You know, 2 motors power 2 hélices, which are the things that move 1 boat, right? That move 1 boat. You have 6 motors, but we're still moving 1 boat. We have 1 sun that could be moving 9 boats. We can be on tow. Anyways, 28, okay? So we went to 2 times 8, 2 plus 8, okay, is equal 10 and equals to 10 and 16, 26. Now we have the Z. This 26 will be reduced to 20. It will equal to the T. So 1 will be the T and 1 will be the CH. Time heaven of the church. So that's what numbers, and it also creates many more numbers, many more. They just keep connecting these numbers and telling stories, not what I have created, but what comes from games. Where does 28 come from? Where does 21 come from? Blackjack. 2 and 10, BJ, the blue ball, the E world, the blue world, the 2 is also connected to the 3 because of horse racing. I connect relationships, okay? And those relationships have been connected by hundreds of millions and billions of people over probably the last, let's take just the last 10 years. Everybody keeps seeing, what I'm saying, what I'm remembering. I'm just telling you those relationships of what others see, and that is the reality. And this is why this world numerologically, okay, is not because I can put 1 and 1 together, but I can make a lot of full houses. I can make straight flushes. I can make a lot of straight flushes with the reality of the continuation of the non-periodic truth, but the actual numeric value to the creation of that reality that goes on in perfection, in synchronicity, all the way down to the moon, diesel and salt. So diesel again is D4, I9 is 13, E5 is 18. That alone creates the orange ball as the 5 and the 13 ball if you were counting the Fibonacci style. Okay, 5 and 8, 13. That will create the M and the E in letters as into me. 13, 1 and 3, altered current. Add the 5 onto that, the E5, okay, and DIE. You have 18, you have the letter R, which is A and H or J and H is 1 and 8 or 10 and 8 to make 18, or 1 and 8 is a numeric values, giving it a single value digit or into the world of 10. The first two numbers create 10. You add them together, you have A, you have B, you have C. You have the answer. B is the average. 23 minutes into the video. Diesel. DIE, 4, 9, and 5, 18. S, 19, 37. 19 and 18, 37. Creation of the gateway. 27, the locks. 27, 37. Then E, 5 is 42, 9 lives of the cat. Then 12 equals 54. Number in the sun. The number in the sun. The moon. The diesel. Power, light. Moon, energy, sky, truth. We have the value of 54. SUN equals to 54. The reverse, okay, but just instead of reverse, let's go to the numeric value of black and red, negative and positive. D, black. I and E, both red. The I and E world, electronic birth, electric, E world birth. IESEL. Only the D. 4 plus 50. So it says EL. Only 4 plus 50. Because the D is the only black letter. All the rest are red. 4 minus the 50 equals 46. And that says home inside the circle. The circle is this side or that side or in between the one eye. Raphael 7286. And diesel is the word di, salt, separation of two words. DIE 18. Cell equals to 39. S19, E5, 24, L12, 44, sorry, 46. Oh, the total is 50. Did I make a mistake? Let me do that again. 4 and 9 is 13, and E is 18, and S is 19. Right. S19, E5 is 24, L12, 36. D, I, 36 and 18 is 57. Hold on a second. See, now I'm getting two different counts. You see, diesel 28 was the short count. Let me write this out, because now I'm losing a little bit of time here. It's getting a little late into the video. I may have to speed it up. So I'm gonna go. Let me go. DIESEL 4, 9, 5, 19, 5, 12. 4, 9, 5, 1, 5, 1, 2. 4, 9, 13, 18, 19, 19. 19, 24, 27. Is that what I got? Win a big red sun. 3, 8, 9, 14, 23, 27. I think I said 28 for diesel before. It's 27. Win a big red sun. 28 would have been the moon. Okay? And 49 is the gateway. When it starts with 4 and 9, ID, D, and I, which is also the French. And the French, all their days in the week have D and I in it together. 13. One is black, one is red, 4 and 9. Total of 13. So the DIE equals to 18. And 27. Let me take a look. Yes, so that's correct. It's 18 and 36. So one is half of the other, or it equals to 99 diesel. Power of Jupiter. Power of Jupiter. We see all these things in the sky. Oh, look at the bright colors. Yeah, somebody's sending something from one side of space to the other side of space, and you think, hey, look at that in the sky. I wonder what it is. It's like a miracle. Look, it's look, I got butterflies under my nose. Eh, Mary? So, anyways, it's 27 minutes into the video, and diesel. Yes, diesel. Diesel and gasoline, all the major words. God gave it to us to exalt and explore, and to have the knowledge that we have, to figure out where that doorway is, to turn things around and make us stronger and smarter so we can work together to straighten out, not in a short period of time or a long period of time, but straighten it out faster than you think, for as long as they can. Let me just say it this way. It really went from here to here. In area space of our liberties, right? That we actually can understand spirit. Spirit has been separated. Once we go like this, the people that are separated like this, once we go like this, the people that are separated like this will be like this. Because so few will want to be over here with the knowledge and the capabilities to communicate for a better understanding of more than just the gain of one person, but more of a balanced gain for all. And the more you are smarter, once they say, hey, I made a 0.5% today, you are going to be ecstatic. But today, we want to make 10 and 15%. In the future, we make a 0.5%, we're going to be ecstatic. If we go to make 15%, we know there's something wrong. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.